Hello CFI, hey Gregor here, and welcome back to another Insider. It's that time again, and we have another special guest with us today, Mr. Danny Hale. Say hello, Danny.
Hello CFI.
So we are going to talk a lot today about this great new program that we're developing at CFI, which is really talking specifically about the CFI Enterprise Experience, or in your case, really kind of leading more of the driver piece of this, right?
Yes.
So let's hop in, and I think let's do this first. Danny, if you would, can you start us off with a real brief safety message, and then we'll kind of get into this whole schmeal and talk to the group about all the wonderful things we're getting ready to do.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, as you know, we're coming up on a holiday weekend, and even though gas prices are at record highs, we're still going to see a lot of people out there on the road. And so we're going to see those extra vehicles, and they're going to be pulling some RVs, some boats, and they're going to be excited to get to their destination. So just give those guys a little bit more time to get around you. Stay out of those clusters. That's the biggest thing. A lot of them are not as experienced in pulling something as what we would be.
Yep, that's a great call. And I think the other one to add to that too is that our kiddos are getting out of school. So I think my granddaughter is getting out today as her last day. So just be aware of what's going on out there. There's a lot of people going to be on the road over the holiday weekend. So. Well, Danny, hey, again, welcome. Glad to have you on the Insider, but wanted to just say, I guess before we get into everything, why don't we give a little bit of an update about who you are, what you've done for CFI, how many years you've been here, and whatever else you thought would be cool to kind of share with everybody.
So. Sure. Greg, I came to CFI 26 years ago, and all of those years have actually been spent within the operations department. I've gotten to be in a lot of different areas.
Yeah.
I've gotten to work with our night and weekend dispatch. I've been a fleet manager, gotten to support customer service and planning for an extended period of time. Most recently, I've been supporting the IC division, the independent contractor division here. And I can tell you, out of all those areas you see, the common denominator is simple support for the driver, doing it every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that I'll just share, just a quick factoid here, and we all kind of ribbed Danny a little bit about this, but I think he's still driving the same truck since he started with CFI.
Indeed.
And I don't think he has any intentions of retiring that truck anytime soon. It's got the whole roll-up windows and push-button locks and the key, and so
works.
Anyways, we just kind of ribbed him a little bit about that, but we'll hop in here. So talk to us about this whole CFI Experience team. What do you see this thing being, and where do we think that we're going to be able to take this thing?
Well, Greg, I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah.
This is something that I feel will change the culture. It'll be enterprise-wide, and it's something where we can take processes that we see today, look at resources and systems, and go about seeing where those discrepancies might be. If we see some discrepancies, we can get with the champions of the concerned departments, and then we can work together, connect those dots, and make it easier for that experience. Yeah. And that's the main thing about it.
Yeah, and I guess one of the things that maybe we share an example, and this is probably a real poor one, but it was an example the other day that Dustin shared with me, is that he was over here at Local, got done working out and was walking back, and there was a new student driver that was getting ready to go through orientation, and the badge wasn't working, couldn't get through the gate to get over to the facility, and he let him in, walked him through, got him over there. But it's just little things like that I don't want to push this back on COVID, because listen, at the end of the day, COVID has jacked everything up, so it's not the only issue that's out there. But as we have progressed through this for the last 2 years, in a lot of cases being virtual, we've lost a little bit of that personal touch, that personal experience that CFI is always known to have, and that's what's been, I guess, the main reason why people have always stayed with CFI for many years. And I think a lot of this is really just bringing light to a lot of those areas and trying to find where are those loopholes, how do we close them, and then make sure that we have that experience from hire to retire, right?
Correct. That's exactly what we're looking at.
So why do we need this team? What's the whole reasoning behind it, other than just what I said?
Well, that plus we want to be known as having the experience for a professional driver. We want to be providing that experience. We want to be represented and known that way within the industry. and somebody can look at CFI and know that we treat everyone well and know that there's less problems along the way.
Yeah, and I think to your point, the key out of that is we have always treated our professional drivers well. We know that we can do better, and proof of this concept is every orientation class and every week we always have drivers returning back to us. And without a doubt, they always, without unsolicitation, tell me, the reason I come back is because how I was treated. Now, do we do everything perfect? Absolutely not. Guaranteed we don't. But we're working towards that. And I think with Danny's help and this team that he is going to develop, will really create a whole new experience for everybody. So, who's on the team now?
Right now, we're looking at the department champions that are throughout the enterprise, and then as we see the needs develop, we'll be reaching out to others or posting positions to assist with the process changes or the tweaks along the way.
Okay, so one thing that I think we need to call out for the group specifically is, does your job change? So if you're in ops or you're in customer service or you're out here at local, touching drivers from a safety perspective, does your job change?
It doesn't change, but we want it to be a cultural experience, and then we want that culture change to be there. So we want everybody to not be a sideline participant. We want everybody to be involved, own the problems, voice those issues that are out there and that they recognize, and so we can develop and change that process to where it needs to be.
And I think your key word there is process, right? Mm-hmm. So when you think about this group, folks, and I want to make this clear to everybody, the key to this is not a dumping ground. So when we come up with a challenge, and it may not be Danny's team or him that even find this challenge, it may be maybe recruiting that says, hey, there's a gap here. Mm-hmm. You have ownership in that. Take it, run with it. Involve Danny in the team, because honestly, it's good to be able to document it, understand it, and make sure that we have the right process as we go forward. But the one thing that I want to make sure is that, and from people to hear this from me, is that it's not a dumping ground. This is not, well, hey, let's throw this over to the experienced team because, well, we just created this group, right? Well, he's already got hundreds of things on his list already that we've already tossed to him at this point in time, and I want to be careful that we don't relinquish our responsibility in our roles. Everybody plays a role, and your role is ever so important every day to make sure that you create that experience personally. Outside of Danny, outside of me, outside of whoever, you have that ownership, you have that authority, and I'm blessing you with that authority to make sure that you continue to provide that experience every day for your team or your professional drivers, because we've got a lot of things that are going to be put on this team, and honestly, a lot of that work is going to come back to everybody that deals with drivers to find a better way to do things and refine that process. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully I said that halfway accurately.
You said it very well.
Okay. Well, let's jump over to the drivers of the quarter. So this is a pretty cool opportunity to recognize some of the drivers of the quarter, and Danny and I are going to run through a list of folks that have really been recognized and done well. So I'm going to start with the Truckload Company Solo, Renee Ibarra. So congratulations, Renee. I know Renee's been around for quite some time and well deserving of that award. Truckload Team, Marion Foote and Leslie Redpath. Truckload IC Solo, Ricky Hilaire. The Truckload Regional, David Murphy. And the Dedicated Solo, and I'm apologizing right up front, Mr. Robert Byfelt. Danny, you want to run your list?
Indeed. Our dedicated team of the quarter is Charles and Shayma Harris. Congratulations. Our temperature control on the company side is Les North. Congratulations to Les. And our IC over temperature control is Donald Russell. Congrats. And our DFI, our driver finisher instructor, is Darwin Potter. Congratulations for being the drivers of the quarter.
Yep. Well, I remember Mr. Les North. He was here, when we did the last wrap truck giveaway, and he was our first one in temp control division, so pretty cool to see old Mr. Les, and hopefully he's enjoying that truck and showing it off to everybody. Exciting times, folks. We look forward to the opportunity. We appreciate Danny being here today to talk us through this. More to come on this. This is going to be a continual evolution. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be able to see major and massive improvements on how we handle our day-to-day business, more so how we treat and respect and coach and help and support our professional drivers. And I know that's going to be a huge win and shortcoming. So we look forward to that. So anything else you want to add today, Dan, before we hop out?
I don't. It's a good time to be at CFI.
Absolutely.
And I say that every day. We're all thankful for who we are and what we represent in the industry.
Better believe it. So with that, folks, you have a safe week. Thank you for what you do. Let's keep moving North America. Bye-bye.